What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the Game Week 3 team selection stream. Hello, hello. Sorry, I am late. I changed the hour and I forgot to change the minute. Seems like the audio is going fine. Uh, Game Week 2 is a week to kind of forget for me. It was an absolute disaster, but reading the chat, looks like some of you have had an insane week. Me, on the other hand, I scored only 35. What a disaster, if I could say so myself. I don't even know what to say, to be honest. It was so bad. Like, couldn't have gotten any worse, potentially. Let me make this a bit more smaller in terms of like trying to. Uh, there we go. Alright, there we go. Um, So it is what it is. We kind of have to deal with it, but we'll do our best to kind of continue in game week 3. I'm looking at taking some hits as well, potentially at this moment. Um, and I'll explain the hit that I'm thinking about. But first of all, shout out to everyone in the chat. Abich, Tiger, Andy, Harshank, welcome, 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 welcome. Harshank has what Tiger has had 112 points. Wow. Andy has gone at 1.1 team value. Hashank is like with me, 75 on total. Hashank, I also don't know what my total. I have a 84 on total. Not good. It's not good at all. Um, but sorry for being late. I was just out. I was heading to the hotel. I got to the hotel room, so sorry for being late. I usually I'm not this late, but it is what it is. Jaden, welcome as well. Advik, welcome as well. So, because I was late, instead of talking about my team, I'm going to talk about y'all's teams first, because that is definitely what's worth it. I've never been this late, so apologies. So I will load up the teams, starting with Tiger. This is Tiger's team. I've got Andy's team as well. That's Andy's team. I have the teams that were sent to me on the Discord, I believe. Where is it? Uh, the because oh, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I think it was sent to me on X. Right, we have FPL player with a couple of teams. FPL player actually has quite a few teams, so I need to know about FPL player. FPL player, if you're in the chat, let me know. You're looking fresh, Ryan. Oh, thank you. It's the South Asian humidity, so it just glows your skin. um, Alright, let me load up some of these teams that we've got. I think these are all FPL players. Thoughts and transfer thoughts. Um, Joe Pedro versus Mateta versus Wood. Better buy this week. I am currently on the Joe Pedro bandwagon. I'm happy to raise my hand and say I made a mistake in terms of Joe Pedro. I thought he'll be a trap, but instead he actually did pretty well. And now he might actually be someone that I actually have to get because Cole Palmer, Rohan, this is your team. Cole Palmer has not appeared in terms of potentials, like in terms of doing well. He hasn't really done anything. Right, let's roll Rohan. And I'm kind of annoyed with Florian Wirtz as well. So I've got the teams up. You're enjoying your stay in Asia. It is so far so good. The only thing is so much being done that uh, I've been getting up at still I'm been getting up at like Australian times. Went to the jungle and all. I'll show you guys a clip. Maybe I can load it up for you guys. We managed to see a leopard, um, which was pretty cool. Maybe I'll see if I can load that video for you guys, and I'll show you the leopard before we get started. Um, where is this? Let me see if I can find it specifically. Aha, I think this is the one. So, how do I load this? I will download it and open it as a Okay, I'll just open it. The video. You guys can kind of have a look. Let me quickly show this for you guys. You guys can have a look and see. Let's switch it to. Is it this one? Ah, I hope you guys can see this. My face is a bit covered, but it is okay. You guys can kind of see the video. There you go. That's the leopard casually walking. I'll play it again. So yeah, that was that. That was a pretty cool pretty cool find actually. So that was pretty cool and I enjoyed. But back to the teams. Oh. All right, so let's start with the teams. Starting with obviously Tiger, because Tiger sent first, and then I'll go through my teams as well. I have Palmer. I'm kind of gonna have to do this thing. You're very privileged to see that, man. It no, the thing is so hard. Like not everyone who comes is able to like spot it. It all depends on the leopard, right? If the leopard doesn't want to, like, if the leopard is like, yeah, not today, guys, you gotta go and come back the next day, then you're unlucky and you kind of wasted your money. OGC, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. All right, Tiger. We have Tiger's team who's doing pretty well. I'm gonna have the chat on one side. I can kind of read through it while going through the team. All right, Tiger has Petrovic, Milenkovic, Van de Ven, Richards, Johnson, Reinders, Bruno Fernandes, Semenya, Gyökeres, Joe Pedro, Ekitike, Palmer, Steve, Diouf, and Dubravka. And Joe Pedro with the captaincy armband. Tiger's comment on the leopard. I'd be breaking myself. Never saw a tiger, mate. Well, this is a leopard, so the only time I've seen a tiger is in the Australian zoo. So I haven't seen a tiger in the wild. I don't know if I really want to see a tiger in the wild. Probably not. You didn't see my chat on X, says Hashak. Oh, I'll bring your chat. Hashak, did you send it on? Wait, Hashak, is yours is not FPL player, no? I keep forgetting. Okay, someone here who's FPL player again, so that I remember the handle. Right, Tiger, have you made any moves? And Nick has triggered his wildcard. Nick, send it over because we can talk about wildcard as well on this video. Just a matter of how I'm going to improvise my way out of this one. I'm just in high again, says Andy. Welcome, Andy. It's my Hashank is a fair player. Okay, Hashank, I've got 3 of your pictures up. Don't worry. Go through each of it. Um, so honestly, this looks like a pretty solid uh, team. I don't really see anything that kind of needs to change. If anything, Armour can keep on the bench for this week and see what happens. Because if you really don't need to make a transfer. If anything, you can just make the transfer in Game Week 4. Yes, you got Saka for Johnson. Okay, you made the move already. Saka for Johnson. That's not too bad actually. I don't mind that. I'm looking at Kudus for my team, but Brennan Johnson is also not too bad. I do not mind that at all. Seen a tiger in the wild. He knew you were around an hour ago. Yes, I've seen a tiger. I probably am not doing a live stream here. It might be too early for a wild card, which is kind of why I'm still holding out, suffering in the pain, and willing to take on the pain of my current Evo pointed team. But I can see the appeal in people wanting to play a wildcard, which Nick as well. I can see the appeal. I'm not against it, honestly. I'm just going to be like, I will wait till like game week 6 or something and see how we go. I'm willing to take a hit though. I'm okay for a -4, but no. Captain and vice captain. Honestly, captaincy on Joe Pedro, I don't mind. Vice captaincy on Bruno Fernandes is also, I don't mind. Me personally, I think I will kind of still stick to my plan. The reason I got Bruno Fernandes in my team in the first place was for game week 3 and game week 7. I think I will kind of still stick to my plan because these are the projected goals. Like I'll still stick to my plan of captaining Bruno Fernandes. But well, if it goes wrong, here's the thing. There are two things that can happen in this game week. I will captain Bruno Fernandes, and if Manchester United don't get a win, Ruben Amorim fortunately will either resign from the job or he will get the sack the international break. I think that is most likely what's going to happen from the looks of it. If he doesn't win, if he wins, then I have some points at least from Bruno Fernandes, and I'm enjoying it. So it's either I have extreme enjoyment or extreme disappointment. There's no middle ground. So we'll see how we go and hope for the best. That's kind of where I'm at. But honestly, Tiger, I don't mind the team, and I think Joe Pedro is a pretty good captaincy option as well against Fulham. Um, can't really, I don't. There's nothing really wrong with this team. Can't really say much. If anything, there's a possibility that even Dubravka might be a better goalkeeper choice against Manchester United than Petrovic potentially. I wouldn't put it past Burnley to keep a clean sheet, to be honest. But I think Petrovic is also not a bad shot. He'll make a ton of saves, Petrovic, even if he probably might not keep a clean sheet. So yeah, I don't mind it. I didn't save myself from price balls, not made a proper one yet, but just got rid of so many people who are gonna drop in my price. Yeah, I have. This is my team, guys. It's Palmer. It hasn't fallen yet, thankfully. Words has fallen. Fulkrug has fallen. Those are the only two have fallen, thankfully. Yeah, it's Dorian Wirtz. Should have just never got him in the first place. Fulkrug has fallen. Hugh hasn't fallen yet, which is nice. But the other two have fallen, which is annoying as hell. But I lost 0.5 million if I didn't call it. I have lost I have lost 0.4 million because the players that I would have want to have bought in have also risen. So I've kind of lost 0.4 million in terms of transfer value. Say wildcard in game week 2, people would have said I was mad. Now, not now, this week past. Fair play, Andy, fair play. Fernandez knows where's the back the net now. I hope so, unless the referee bumps into him again, then I don't know. I definitely underestimated Brentford's attack, it seems, start of the season. So you got Thiago, right? Probably. Also on 23 points with 4 players, then 33 with 11. What to do? It is what it is. Owen stopped twice. I didn't have Bowen. Fair enough. That's fair. I didn't have Bowen. Andy has been Andy has been making moves like FPL market is the stock market. Just taking the rises as it comes. All right, Tiger solid team. Now Andy's team. To be. Uh, Andy's team, we got Valdemars and Cocorella, Califiori, Tosin. Imagine if this was Timber. Tosin, Salah, Declan Rice, Semenyo, Reinders, Chris Wood, Haaland, and Ekitike. Chris Wood against West Ham. I wish I had Chris Wood now because I feel like he's going to do pretty well, to be honest. Reinildo, King, Dubravka, and Howard. That is completely fine. Salah with the armband. Very, very interesting. I don't mind that. Andy, question for you. Are you set on Salah armband, or have you thought about even Haaland or even Chris Wood? Tiger says, cheers, mate. No worries. You're welcome. By the way, I should probably pin this. The missus has Wood in her team. So if she wants to captain, not too bad. But honestly, it's a good option to have. Thinking Chris Wood. Fair enough. How much is Forest's predicted goals? Forest, they have 1.67 predicted goals, which is not too bad. High chance of a clean sheet. Is this the week that my double Forest defense actually keeps a clean sheet? Please, can I ask for one clean sheet from double Forest defense? They've come so close to a couple times of keeping a clean sheet and it's just gone. So hopefully I can get one this week. Best captain by far, in my opinion, to Haaland. Potentially, yeah, could be. At least in terms of safety, potentially could be. There's a lot when my draft team in the league with 15 friends gets one less point than my actual FPL team. For those of you who don't know, in draft, you can't have a captain. Guys, my team in draft, I would have taken my team in draft than my team in FPL. This was my team in draft. It was so much more better than my FPL team. I don't even know what to say, honestly. You're telling me I had to log in for draft? Come on. Log in for draft. Also, for those of you who are involved in the football chat box draft, if y'all are making transfers, y'all have a look and make some transfers. I haven't had a look as well yet, but my draft is off to a pretty decent start thanks to a certain Jordan Pickford and Victor Gyökeres. I ended with 63 points in draft. Guys, I'm leading it. Look at this. 63 points in draft. What a beautiful start. Pickford 15, Lenny Euro, Senesi, Estavo, Gyökeres, Gakpo. What a legend. Fortunately, Pedro Porro on the bench and Livramento was on the bench. But it's fine. Jordan Pickford. This man is going to become the top scoring goalkeeper again. But anyways, we move. We digress. West Ham can always get one in the game. They're terrible at the back. That is kind of true. Arsenal had the best defense. That is also, I would agree at the moment. I didn't make the average. I should have kept Jack. Fair enough. Can you expect my transfer from the non picks? What do you mean? Like, are you trying to do a transfer from the bench, or have you done a transfer yet? What did you send me, Andy? Sent, let me try and see what you sent. I'm hoping Kelleher misses the bus and I don't have to see the Burnley keeper come on. Oh, here's the thing. Kelleher, even if he doesn't miss the bus, there's a high chance that Dubravka, if it does come on, would get you a couple of points. So, I think you'll still be fine if Dubravka actually comes on. So I think you'll be fine with Dubravka against Man United. How do I check my draft? You have to go to draft. So you can click fantasy, this fantasy draft, and you pick Siddhartha. Welcome. What team do you support? Staring right there, I am disappointed to say it at the moment. Ghana's defense for goals, the two centre backs. Yeah, fair enough. Transfer Saliba for Kukurea. You transferred Saliba for Kukurea. Oh, interesting. Oof, fair enough. I'm happy that I at least got Kukurea. Is my team done? Yours is next, Hashank. Yours is actually next. Well, honestly, Andy looks pretty decent. The only thing I'll be worried about is you've got two Liverpool and two Arsenal playing against each other. So this week you might be expecting a slight downturn unless your captaincy does well. But that's the only thing that this week you're gonna struggle tiny bit with four players in a tough game. Unless it's a goal scoring like end to end game, then you're laughing about it. But otherwise it's gonna be a very tight affair potentially. Although I wouldn't put it past Arsenal scoring against Liverpool because Liverpool's defense is still pretty open. It's more so can Liverpool score against Arsenal's defense, which has been pretty decent. I gave you offer for Cisco for Gyökeres in the draft. I came second with Timber. I saw your offer for Cisco. I was like, this guy, who does he think? He's like, am I going to give Gyökeres against Leeds? No way. I immediately declined that. But you did have Timber. I immediately declined that Cisco to Gyökeres move. Call assistant def got fair enough. Alright. Fair points, fair points, fair points. Me too, man. When are we going to be great again? I don't know, Siddharth. I've been waiting for with like that meme. It's been 84 years. Then it's been what 12 years, and every year it just keeps on getting worse and worse, worse. I don't know what to do. It is what it is. I can't sell my farmers. I have to stick, don't I? Yeah, this week I think you had to stick with this forward line. I wouldn't be selling it, especially the next 2 weeks. Ekitike has really good fixtures. I know Chris Wood's fixture next week is hard, but then after that again, it's got Burnley and Sunderland. So you, realistically speaking, I think you have one of the best forward lines that you can get. The only other forward from those four, like these three forwards plus Joe Pedro, those are probably right now the best four forwards to have in the game. I still think Ollie Watkins will come good personally, and I think Aston Villa have the fixtures for Watkins to still do well over the from now to game week 7. I still think Aston Villa and Watkins have the fixtures to do well. It's the question is, will they do well? That's the different question. So we kind of wait and see. And yeah, I think this forward line can't be changed. For Spurs, I have a feeling about him for Reinders. Yeah, you could do Papesa. With Spurs, I think maybe wait, Andy, and see. Because Spurs are linked with like a number 10 as well, right? See who they buy first of all. Because if they buy a number 10, then Sa might not bomb forward as much. So wait till the transfer window closes, essentially, for that one. Watkins will do well here having a slow start. Yeah, I think he will come good. So it's these three plus Joe Pedro. I think Watkins is up there as well. Gyökeres, it's just the fixtures are hard now, so that's the only thing kind of putting me off Gyökeres. But game week 7, a lot will have Gyökeres in their team. Okay, moving on. Harshank. Now we have a look. So Harshank, a couple of teams. It is my team. It is right now. Harshank went with draft one, which is this. This is the original draft without any hits. This is not. Ashank, is this a wildcard? Did you reply to my question? This is not a wildcard draft, right? No, this is not a wildcard draft. This is his current team. So, without any hits. Okay, the biggest problems here are particularly Sesko, although Sesko should start now against Burnley. So, I wouldn't sell at the moment. Banana could be a slight issue. Defense, I think, is still pretty fine. Goalkeepers, is okay. Forward line is just Sesko and Mayanda. Draft 2, which is a template with a -4 hit, but all the transfers will be done in game week 4. So for game week 3, I will not change anything. So basically, Sesko will go to Gyökeres in game week 4, and Palmer will go to Gakpo. Okay, and that's because of Liverpool's, Burnley, and Everton fixtures. Okay, yes. And then draft 3, which is a little different than draft 2, which has Gakpo in for Palmer and Van Dyke in for Richards. Ooh, I don't know if I would do Van Dyke for Richards. I think Crystal Palace's fixtures also improve from game week 4 onwards. Yeah, they have Sunderland. I probably wouldn't do that Van Dyke move. You've bought Rhea in. Ooh, I don't know about Rhea. I think Aston Villa, even though they're playing Forest, they got City and Newcastle after. Defense has so far kept 2 clean sheets, but I think I prefer. Oh, you had Rhea in this one as well. I forgot. I didn't see Rhea in the first one. So you have Rhea in this one as well. So between this and this, prefer this one at the moment. If anything, you could also potentially get in Ekitike, and Eze could be an option potentially instead of Gakpo. Would you go for Arsenal attack? Maybe not. Maybe Spurs attack might be an option. It's up to you. You could even go Ekitike and a Spurs attacker. Becky, welcome. Abich, thank you for the super chat. Who is the best Palmer replacement? I think at the moment, I'm looking at Spurs. For me, I'm looking at Spurs attack. Um, I'm looking at Kudus in terms of minutes reliable over Johnson. I think Johnson has the higher ceiling. I think Kudus is a bit more probably safer for minutes, like for a longer period. Um, there are also, I think Ismail Sarr could be an option. maybe not especially like not this week, but from game week 4 onwards, Ismail Sarr is not too bad. I mean, this week Ismail Sarr is also not too bad against Aston Villa. He as like Sarr tends to do better when Crystal Palace are counter attacking. So against Aston Villa and Liverpool, I don't mind Sarr, to be honest. If anything, Sunderland and West Ham he might not do as well, but Aston Villa and Liverpool against a counter attacking team he could do pretty decently. The other option for midfield would probably be Gakpo for game week 4 and 5. Gakpo is another option. The only thing slightly putting me off getting Gakpo this week is Arsenal, the game against Arsenal. Anyone else that I would look at? Oh, I think Semenyo deserves a shout from Bournemouth. Semenyo probably deserves a shout as well. 37 points, made early transfers, deep palm out for Bruno, now regretting 34 in the league. Alright, I'll bring your team up, Roku. Saka is injured too. Yeah, I would sell Saka if you guys have Saka. I thought Eze, but Ekitike could be good. Yeah, I think I'm looking at getting Ekitike next week. Kind of what I'm thinking. I'm trying to switch to a forward 3. I'm thinking of switching to a forward 3. And I'll show you guys what I'm thinking for next week. I want to bench boost. I'm 80% on Gibbs White, 15% Sa, 5% Marmoush. I probably wouldn't go Marmoush. Too much like uncertainty in his minutes at City, so I wouldn't go Marmoush. I like Gibbs White because he scores versus because of opponents, and he has 3 out of 4 really easy games. Yeah, that's fair enough. Or maybe keep Palmer and don't bench boost 8 in the league. Bring it up, shall we? Palmer and don't bench boost. Well, have you looked at other game weeks to bench boost as well? Is the question. I downgraded Gakpo to Johnson, then I can upgrade Maenda to Richarlison later without hits. Yeah, you could do something like you could even go to like Kudus as well if you wanted to. Sam, welcome. I've been busy this week and I need help with my team. Frank's Army, rank 137. Alright, let me load these teams up. So we'll start with Abich because of Super Jet. Then I'll have Roku and then Sam. Honestly, best switch for Palmer, Semeni, or Gakpo. Probably. The thing is, I want a Spurs attacker as well. And I'm open. See, I'm going to get rid of Florian Wirtz as well. I'm thinking of a -4. I've got Wirtz as well, which is an issue. So I'm going for one Spurs attacker. And I will decide between Gakpo and Ekitike for game week 4. Right now, I'm thinking Kudus and potentially Ismail Sarr. I'll explain my moves later. Let me load these teams up. So we have Abich, and then we have Roku, and then I've got also Sam. Alright, so before I get into those 3 teams, let me first finish Hashank's team. Hashank said Kudus will be too low for a Palmer replacement, I feel. Or don't look at it in terms of price. Look at it in terms of output. I'm interested to know which player, which midfielder has some good defensive contributions as well, alongside attacking defense. So if I go midfielders, defensive contributions, this who stands out? Anderson. Anderson has got 2 11-point defensive contributions, which is annoying. Papimat is eyes there. Gakpo is there with 17. He's nice as well. Like Gakpo is very. How much is. Where did Gakpo get this 17 from? Where's defense? He got 8 and 9. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Spence is a watch defender for Spurs 4.5. Oh, keep an eye out for it. So Tottenham attack of a sudden is interesting. think it's just the fixtures are good, and under Thomas Frank, they've done well so far. And because they've done well so far, they've kind of, I think we should consider them, especially because they have West Ham, Wolves, West Ham and Wolves. So two good fixtures in the next four. Leeds, even though it's green, I think might not be as easy because at Ellen Road, I expect Leeds to put up a fight. Palmer to Neto, that's not too bad if you wanted to. But I think there are a few other teams potentially with better, especially if you have Joe Pedro as well. There's some other options. He's going to get rotated when the midweeks come around. Who Kudus? Oh, is this Brennan Johnson? Andrew, welcome. Last time we were making a debate, you left. I think the debate was settled in that one. No debates today. Now that Francis Oliver, should I captain Bruno? Yes, I would probably captain Bruno. I'm currently captain Bruno. Personally, I'm captaining Bruno as well. Yeah, I don't mind captaining Bruno. 513, welcome. 206, I will load your team up as well. 513. Right. Now, shall we finish the teams? So this is who? Hashank. I think we're good for now. Since you're not making any moves this week, you will have more information anyways next week as well. And we can kind of discuss again next week with the more information that we have in terms of whether you want to do these moves or not. I'm at the moment liking this. Sorry, I'm liking this one at the moment compared to this one. What I would say. Uh, Having said that, this one is from who's this? This is Rohan. Rohan, are you here? But before we get to Rohan's team, let me quickly look at Abich, because Abich sent in the super chat. So he gets the reference with 70, 77 points. What I would do for 77 points right now. Pickford, no wonder. Oh my days. Oh, what am I looking at? So Abich basically captained Palmer and vice captain Joe Pedro. Which, what are the lottery numbers? Can you tell me? I'll go and buy a ticket right now. Oh my days! What a game week! Oh God! Pickford, Dogo, Cucurella, Murillo, Gakpo, Bruno, Semenyo, Reinders, Watkins, Joe Pedro, Stan Larsen. Stan Larsen could become a Newcastle player as well, and that will make it very interesting as well if he becomes a Newcastle player. Collins and Pedro Porro on the bench alongside Petrovic. I mean, this could have been bench boosted as well without Palmer. Uh, Sun and Leeds at home have the team in Newcastle effect. Fair enough. Have a look at my team. I'm thinking of Palmer for Cook to Barnes and Wood. Chris Wood, yes. Barnes. I'm not fully convinced on. Chris Wood, yes. If you go on fans, Sunderland and Leeds are very big club. Yeah, true. 12-man fans are powerful. That's gonna be good, very good. So I'm starting Rodan this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, don't forget to like and subscribe. And Abich, thank you very much for the chat. In one of my head-to-heads, the dude Captain Timber. Oh my days. David Ornstein, Javi Simmons to Tottenham. No, really? Get out of here. Has that been confirmed just now? I have not seen that. Where's the news? It's not here. All I see is when I go to David Ornstein's profile right now is today is their birthday. Happy birthday to David Ornstein. But I haven't seen the Tottenham news come through. In talks? In talks. Okay, I thought it was confirmed. Honestly, Abid, this is a solid team. I don't. Are you looking at making any changes? Yesterday, watching the match was really painful. Tell me about it. I didn't even watch it, and I got up, and it was painful to hear the result. It's Athletic. Not Ornstein. They're probably getting their sources maybe from Ornstein. I don't know. Don't forget, we might want to get Eze next week. Have a look. I think I will want Eze I would want Eze before City. Oh, no, yet. Let me get some water. Hold on, some water. All right, I'm back. I'm 68. I'll bring it up. Why can't he start him? Why couldn't it be I? No. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's happening at Man United anymore. I want to get the bench boost out of the way. Points on the bench are painful. It'll probably be keeps right for Palmer. Bench boost I'll keep him for 4 game weeks. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't mind that. You want to do it. Collins has. Brentford have. Who do Brentford have this week? Sunderland. Actually, it's not too bad now that you think about it. Yeah, honestly, it could probably work. Wolves have Everton. Not too bad as well there. Bournemouth, as we mentioned before, have Spurs that Petrovic could keep some saves. Honestly, it might not be a bad week. Looking at your team, might not be a bad week for a bench boost. Yeah, I don't mind it actually. Looking at your team build, might not be too bad. The City, they can't keep a clean sheet. Liverpool struggle to beat defense. Best defense in Gunners, Chelsea, then Newcastle, but last two have problems. Yeah, we'll have a look and see how they do anyways. Alright. Next up, we got Rohan. Rohan. Are you here, Rohan? I think you are, aren't you? So this is Rohan's team that he sent over. Rohan's first team, free hit active. Does this team, due to injury to Frimpong and Saka Palmer, two Sajas, needs to be replaced? Free hit. This is a free hit team from Rohan. Vicario, Olaena, Romero, Cucurella, Wirtz. I probably wouldn't have Wirtz in a free hit team. Actually, in a free hit team, I wouldn't have Wirtz. Probably I wouldn't even have Eze and Gyökeres, to be honest. If anything, I would get Chris Wood instead of Gyökeres. Or even Haaland. To be honest, I would get Haaland instead of Gyökeres. Johnson, yeah, that's fine. Endoy, as bad as Manchester United have been, I would still want a Manchester United attacker against Burnley. As bad as they have been. Anything, maybe I get Haaland, probably would remove William Wirtz and Eze. Cucurella, Romero, Olaena, that's fine. Vicario. Would I have double Spurs defense? I don't know if I would have double Spurs defense. I'd have one defender. If you're going to be free hitting, no point having Gabriel on the bench as well. Just have a very cheap bench because you're basically trying to get 11 players out. So you don't really need to worry about having too much money on the bench. I just strengthen the 11. So I would probably change this. Like Gyökeres, Wirtz, Eze, I think those three could move. I think you can probably get a slightly better keeper. Who would you have as a goalkeeper? You could probably have cells if you wanted to. That's one option. Not too bad, Rohan, to have cells for this week. But you have Olaena as well, so yeah, you could keep Vicario, but I won't be surprised if Bournemouth do score. In terms of midfielders, I still want a United attacker, even though they're bad at the moment. I would also potentially slightly punt on even a Forest attacker. Oh, do you have Chris Wood in there? Oh yeah, you're not getting Chris Wood. You got Entoy. Maybe Gibbs White potentially. That's another option. Again, I'll upgrade midfield and sort forward option. Okay, nice. Which Newcastle defender to pick? I would go for Livramento for the attacking returns. Otherwise, I think Dan Burn has the better Newcastle defensive contributions. Yes, I am correct. Dan Burn has the better Newcastle defensive contributions. So if you want a Newcastle defender with defensive contributions, Dan Burn. Thomas Frank might have convinced Simmons to Tottenham, so I'm not touching any Tottenham attack until next week after window shuts. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You don't want two Chelsea defenders because of their keeper. He lets silly goals in, which is why I have only Kukurea because of the attacking returns. And then this is Rohan's second team. The second team basically had Colin Johnson for Words, one free transfer used. Sanchez, Van der Ven, Kukurea, Saliba, Salah, Reinders, Johnson, Kudus. Oof, double Spurs attack. At that. Xhaka, Joao Pedro, and Haaland. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. If anything, I might. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, fair enough. Johnson for Words. Hmm. I mean, it could work potentially. I think you could have potentially got someone else. I think Johnson this week is fine. The only worry I have with Brennan Johnson is his minutes going forward if Spurs do get like a Javi Simmons, right? If Spurs get Javi Simmons, then I have a worry over Brennan Johnson's minutes going forward. That's the only slight worry I have. Right. After that, but captaincy, I don't mind on Joe Pedro. If you want to put it on Haaland as well, I don't mind that as well, to be honest. Next up is Roku. This is Roku. Yes, Roku, are you here? So Roku had 37 with Searles, Tosin, De Kruijper. De Kruijper, unlucky. That was a bit unlucky there. Laena, Saka with the captaincy return, but injured now. Anderson, Papamadasa, Reinders, Watkins, Haaland, and Ekitike. Van der Ven, unfortunately, on the bench. Palmer came off as well. So, Roku, what were you thinking of doing? I've got your team up. Saka is injured. So did Palmer out for Bruno Fernandes? So Palmer to Bruno Fernandes, you probably start Bruno Fernandes in the midfield four. Probably would you start Van der Ven this week? Well, they kept two clean sheets. I think it's kind of worth starting, especially given that City are playing Brighton. Maybe you bench De Kruijper and start Van der Ven. Konsa is also back, but Aston Villa are playing Crystal Palace. I believe we will sign Lookman and Simmons. Is this for Spurs? Or is this for which team, Sam? Spurs, right? Lookman's also very interesting signing. Yeah, my team. One early transfer, Palmer out for Bruno. Will probably captain him. Yep, fair enough. One Ikwan, welcome. I have Enzo captain. I have Enzo captain him for differential. Good show though. Thank you very much. Enzo for differential. That's a bit risky. You wanted, I think, if Palmer is injured, probably Joe Pedro on penalties. Probably captain Joe Pedro in that case over Enzo if you have Joe Pedro. If you don't, it depends on who else you have. Garnacho game week for no. Star for Spurs this week. It's set up for Spurs to get them on the counter long ball to the midfield. Things I will be one with the pass. The space in the midfield when you're playing. Yeah, Bournemouth. Bench Saka, Sa, and De Kruijper. Sa and De Kruijper. So you're starting Van der Ven. Oh, and you're starting Konsa as well. Oh, I probably might play Sa over Konsa. Probably might play Sa over Konsa. Andy says, let's go, Ryan. You will have to wait, Sandri. Have to wait. There are still a few teams before you. Hold on. Also, where are your teams, Sandri? You haven't sent it to me. Oh, wait, it's in the mini league. I can bring it up on the mini league. Um, Probably might start Sa over Konsa just for the potential attacking returns plus maybe defensive contributions if you're lucky. He's gotten close to the defensive contribution numbers a few times. Like, where is this? Yeah, 9 and 10. It's not too bad. Like he's been a bit short. He might like Amarim himself game week 4. Who Amarim Amarim might, yeah, he might resign himself, to be honest. Thank you again, Abich. What's the budget? Yeah, Amarim might potentially resign the way it's going. Uh, yeah, Roku. Thinks are potentially over concept, but the rest is fine. Saka benching, yeah, they've said he's out for like a couple of weeks, but we have to keep in mind there's international break next week as well, so we have to count that as well into it. So I'm okay for you to bench him and wait and see. Um, Otherwise, you could also, if it's really bad, then you can next week you can look into bringing Gakpo as well potentially for Saka. If Saka is not fit by next week, by game week 4, you can look to bring in Gakpo as well potentially. But yeah. All right. From Roku, we go to Sam. Yeah, Sam's team, 44 points. Sam has got the double Spurs defense coming on for Palmer. What luck. Sels, Correa, Pedro Porro, Steve, Murillo, Van de Ven. Oh, Murillo and Sels, they had to ruin it. Otherwise, what a haul that would have been in defense. Bruno, Sala, Rogers, Kudus, Watkins, Dubravka, Palmer, Tupi, and Gu. Plan wildcard next game week, by the way. Oh, interesting. I will be back by the game week 4 deadline. So I will be next week. We won't have any content, but the week after, when I'm back, we'll have content. I'm thinking sell Palmer, Krupi, to Pedro and Sa. JP and wait, Sa? How can you get Sa in? Sam, you already have triple Spurs. Can't have 4 Spurs players unless we're talking about someone else. Oh wait, Ismail Sa. Oh, I thought Pape Madesa. We've been talking about Pape Madesa. Ismail Sa. Yes. Okay. Palmer to Ismail Sa. Krupi Jr. to Joe Pedro. Yes, that's not too bad. I think that works. That works. And Ekitike for Watkins next week, likely, but international break. Yeah, you could do that. I have thought about downgrading Bruno Fernandes next week as well, potentially. We'll think about Bruno Fernandes next week. But yeah, you're starving for the content, do daily. As much as I would love to do daily, while traveling, it's a bit more harder. While traveling, it's a bit more harder. Plus, I'll give you guys a break as well. Um, but the following week, don't worry, there will be. Yeah, I thought of it as well with Bruno, but 2 weeks break. Yeah, that's the thing. So we can kind of wait. And who knows? Maybe United will have a new manager bounce. You never know. Manchester United might have a new manager bounce. Okay, so next team after Sam is Leo. 513. 513. Here we are. 513. Are you in the chat? And while I wait for you, I will load up. I think I got Advik as well, and we have Sandry's team as well. This is Advik's. I want to close some of these teams. This is 513. Did I miss anyone's teams that I was supposed to kind of get? No, I think it's Sandry's team. Why is Sandry's team? Sandry, where are you in the league? 68 for Sandry. Let's go. Alright. Yeah, I've thought of it as well. Right. I sent you the Mrs. team on Instagram, says Tiger. Alright. Reload that up as well. The Mrs. team as well. We'll start with Roku, not Roku, 513 first. That's Henry's as well. So 513, Henry, Advik, and then one Ikwan says, okay, I don't have Pedro. Instead, have Adingra, Sala, Endai, Bruno, Wood, Tarkas, California, and I Gusto. Ooh. From that team, I think Bruno Fernandes or even Chris Wood potentially. Probably Bruno Fernandes or Chris Wood from that list. Or you can go safe with Salah, but with Arsenal, so probably not. Either Bruno Fernandes or Chris Wood, that team. Obviously not yet, but watch Tango too. Yeah, I mean, he scored for Brentford, so not too bad actually, the way he started. Right, where is 513? 513, 513, 513. I'll anyway review his team because he might come back and watch this. 40 points, Sanchez, Pedro Porro, Williams, E. Steve, Anderson, Wirtz, Salah, Bruno, Reinders, Watkins, Stan Larson, Palmer. Ooh. Now I kind of need to know what he's doing with Palmer, Florian Wirtz. Those are the two players that I kind of want to know what he's going to do with. Um, the rest of the team isn't too bad. Okay, I kind of need to know what his inputs were. Did he mention? Did Leo mention what he was actually going to do? No, he didn't. Okay, I will come back to him. We'll keep his team up. Let's go into Sandry. 47 points. Sanchez, E. Steve, Van Dijk, Aina, Kudus, Salah, Reinders, Xhaka, Watkins, Fulkrug, and Gyökeres with Palmer on the bench, Porro and Konsa and Dubravka. Right. Sandry, what's the plan? What are the moves you're thinking of doing? First, the solid, but as soon as Europe comes, they will not bring so much food. The big man, you would get tired moving his body around weekend and maybe. I'm assuming that he will get a bit of rotation. Like we'll see what the draw is like for Forest as well. When in a draw, I'm hoping he gets a bit of rotation in the European games as well, and they play like they've got a few new signings, right? Forest. So I'm assuming they play likely a second string team in Europa League compared to the Premier League for now. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to see. The draw for the Champions League is today as well, so it'll be interesting to see what some of the Champions League teams as well in terms of competition, what teams they get to face as well. Palmer and Fulkrug to Barnes and Wood. Salah captain as always. Fulkrug to Wood. Palmer to Barnes. Barnes is this again? Oh, Harvey Barnes. Oh, you gotta be joking. Why did they ask me to log in again? Harvey Barnes. I don't know about Harvey Barnes. Is that because Anthony Gordon red card for 3 games? It could work out. In Harvey Barnes and Elanga, I'm not sure if it's Harvey Barnes or Elanga that I want. Yeah, I mean Barnes could work, but Elanga is also not too bad if you wanted to go. It's just that Elanga is way more expensive than Barnes, that's the only thing. I'll move up Woods for Gyökeres or Pedro if I can in time. Fair enough, yeah. Thought that too. Thanks anyway. You have a live every week. I'm new here. Uh, yes, we usually do a live every week. It's just that next week, because it's the international break, probably won't do any content next week, but the week after we'll have content. But usually we have a live every week where we go through everyone's teams. And if you want me to bring your team up as well for the future lives, make sure you join the mini league as well. And I can bring your teams like I'm bringing everyone's teams up as well. And also, welcome. Hope you're doing well. And hope you are enjoying the content as well. Yeah, Sandy, I think this would I don't mind at all. That I don't mind at all. You already have Kudus. You could also think about like a Crystal Palace player if you wanted to. The only thing is Crystal Palace this week fixture is not as easy, and maybe you could say Newcastle next two are actually better, to be honest. Yeah, okay. I don't mind a Newcastle play. You can punt on it and see. You can punt on it and see how it goes. All being fit, if you could would have one of Pedro or Palmer, not for my team, but for best pick for all. If all been fit, I would have still said Palmer. It's just that it seems like he hasn't been fit. Maresca came out and said he was carrying an issue in game week 1 as well. I don't know why he didn't say that he was carrying an issue in game week 1. We would have never picked Palmer if he knew he was carrying an issue. I think if all been fit, I think Palmer is still the best option. To be honest, just that he's not fit at the moment. That's the only problem. Wait on Palace, see who starts scoring. Yeah, fair enough. I'm on Ismail Sarr as an option at the moment. Who else do you think will you think it's between Ismail Sarr and Mateta? The only problem I have with Palace is the Conference League, and when the Conference League starts, I am worried that they will focus more on the Conference League than the Premier League. That is the slight issue I have with Palace, because Palace's best chance of getting into Europe next season is winning the Conference League. When Palmer has to be the best pick in a game. I don't know about best pick, but most definitely probably the best Chelsea option still. Alright, from Sandri, we move to Advik. Is Advik in the chat? Probably message Advik that he knows. Okay, thanks, man. I'm from Malaysia here. Where are you from? Thoughts on Spurs this season? Can they go top four? Although not so good in transfer incoming. From Malaysia. Ah, nice. We have a couple of people from Malaysia in this as subscribers here. I am from Australia. Thoughts on Spurs this season? They've started well. Can they get top four? I think they can compete for top four. Might be possible. I wouldn't rule it out. Their transfer window hasn't been that great. I think that once European competition starts as well, depending on how they go in the Champions League, that could potentially affect them in the league. That's the only thing I'm worried about. If they don't really have enough squad depth, right, at the moment. That's the one worry I have with Spurs. I like the manager. Thomas Frank is a good manager. It's just that the squad depth is not strong enough. So when Champions League football starts, will be interesting to see how they do with balancing that and Premier League. But I think they will be in the fight for European places. Potentially even like top 5, top 6, they will be in that fight potentially. Pedro and Palmer will at least be an even points at the end of the season. Being in practice of minutes and short team injuries, yeah, potentially. Ooh, I think Palmer might potentially still outscore as well, but we don't know. We'll see. All right, Advik. I don't know if Advik is still here. But Advik has Sanchez, Van der Ven, Saliba, Porro, Sa, Masala, Reinders, Cunha captaincy, Pushbury Hall, AP, and Haaland. Ah, Advik, welcome. Is my team done? This is your team, Advik. I've got your team right up. I see you have Cunha captaincy. Have you made your transfers? I'm assuming you've already made your transfer, which is why Cunha is in here. Spurs are hope of picks anyway. Spurs, we'll see how they do. The manager's good. The question is what depth. We'll see. 500 days of the window, they're linked with a few players, so we'll see if they can get them over. 90% sure I'm Captain Richarlison this week. I probably need to be talked out of it. Oh. Who else do you have, Sanders? Who else is in your team that you have? Who else do you have in your team? Depends on who you have. Would I captain Richarlison against Bournemouth? Tough game though. I don't think Bournemouth are pushovers per se. It's not going to be an easy fixture. That's the one thing I would mention. Richarlison is flying. Yeah, that is definitely true. I would have loved to have. I would love to punt on Richarlison, but I want to see how like European as well, like in terms of rotation. One transfer, Palmer for Cunha made an early transfer and now regret it after yesterday's match. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, United are still okay. Here's the thing. I think they have to win the Burnley game. There's so much pressure riding on this Burnley game. I mean, it could still be good, right? Like, Cunha could have had a few returns so far. He's had opportunities so far, and he's just not finished them. He's still a good player. So, honestly, if you didn't want to risk it, I probably put the armband on Haaland, essentially. Like, if you didn't want to risk it, 1.85 projected goals is not too bad. Didn't want to risk it, potentially put the armband on Haaland or even Joe Pedro. But if you want to take the differential, then Cunha is not too bad. I think it could work out. Lucky. But if you want to play safe, Joe Pedro or Haaland, potentially. I have Salah, no Haaland, says Sanders. Oh. Anyone else? Sanders? Any other players? Any other players as well? He's the key player in that side with high press. Richarlison, yeah. His fitness is what I need to see. I worked out how to stop Palmer. You push him deep. That's why you can't see him finding the game. I think the problem with Palmer, the other thing is, if he's not allowed to express himself, then it's a bit of a problem. Like, yeah, he's good when he's like, oh, here's the ball, go and do whatever you can. I'm confused about how to do a transfer in my draft picks. Can you please guide me on how to solve this issue? Yes, I will. I will have a look at it, Tiger. As soon as I finish your Mrs. team, I'll have a look at it. Definitely punt, but with Frank saying his first choice, I think now is the time for the punt. Fair enough. Okay, I'm not going to stop you. Sa, Gakpo, Gyökeres, and Semenyo and Mateta. Okay, looking at the rest of your team, I think Richarlison not a bad punt. Looking at the rest of your team, yeah, I'm thinking of it. Says Advik. Oh, for the captaincy, fair enough. I don't have lost a bit of spark. You can't keep selling, not dropping quality. Yes, true. Oh, and Dango. I wouldn't captain Dango. I think he's a good differential to have. Obli, welcome, welcome, welcome. What did Obli say? I have completely lost Obli's message. Welcome, Obli. Fulham always gives us a game. I wouldn't be captain Chelsea assets in this game. Ooh, fair enough. But still, Joe Pedro is a good player to bring in this week, right? Surely. If Palmer is not on, he's probably taking pens, right? Is there anyone else that will take pens? Maduik is gone, so he's not going to argue about penalties. Jackson, they look like they want to sell, so he's probably not going to start as well. Joe Pedro should still be okay for pens, right? Once you're done the proposed transfer swap with your players, how do you confirm the transfer? Ah, okay. So in draft, let me quickly do this draft one as well. There is draft has like this a time period of when transfers get confirmed. So if I go and look at my team and I have Fulkrug and I want to get rid of Fulkrug, right? Who is this? Who is offering Joe Pedro and requesting Gyökeres? Who is RS? Rohan, are you offering me Joe Pedro and requesting Gyökeres? This is Rohan who's asking me. Alright, who here was offering me? Uh, who is the one who came here with the offer? I might potentially consider it. Uh, Drifted away for a moment. I'm at 214, says Becky. Mainly the swap out words Avan Solanke. The shortlist is Semenyo, Katpa, Ekitike, and JP. Okay, I'll bring your team up as well. I have 2.4 million in the bank. I want to upgrade one Bissaka. Oh, you have 2.4 million in the bank and want to upgrade one Bissaka. Best choice. 4.5, 5.5, 6. You could try Korea if you wanted to. Chelsea. Even without the clean sheets, he's still pretty attacking. He's one option if if you wanted like a premium defender. Um, Otherwise, Munoz is another option, and Munoz from game week 4 onwards has pretty decent fixtures. Lacroix from Crystal Palace is more of a defensive contribution type player. Um, those are probably the three players. Who else can you go and get? Munoz, Correa, Lacroix. Much as I would want to say Forest, they need to keep a clean sheet first. Need to trust them. Yeah, it's probably those three players. I predict 2-1 for Chelsea. As a Chelsea fan, would be surprised if we lose. What do you think about triple captain Haaland game week 3? Triple captain Haaland game week 3. Ooh. Surely if you want a triple captain, game week 6 might be the week, right? Right now you gain 0.7 points per 1 point Haaland scores, whereas Burnley net gain will be about 0.3. That's true, but you have to look at it as a end of the day. There's also the if Haaland scores 10 points against Brighton, so you get about what? You get what? He scores 10 points, you get 7.7 points, right? Against the field. Whereas if he scores 15, you probably end up with what? 0.3 of that. So you're talking about 5 points at least. No, yeah. Slightly less than 5 points. So it's like a 3-point deficit against the field. But there's also the potential that he can score more than 15. And if he scores more than 15, then you're kind of or you explained it as well. 10 point, yeah, will be 21 points effective. Oh yes, yeah, triple captain as well, right? I forgot. You have to count the. Oh, it wouldn't be 21 points effective, right? Because there will be people who will be captaining him this week as well. You have to look at his ownership, effective ownership in game week 1, probably. I think you have to look at his game week 1's effective ownership and then compare against that because that's what it probably might be this week. Game week 2, I think there was a bit more change in ownerships. Oh no, Game week 2 had a good fixture as well, so maybe they're right. Okay, Game week 2 also he should be okay. Yeah. Whereas 15 points was a Burnley, 45 points would be only about 15 points effective. Yeah, so you're missing about 6 points. At the end of the day, if you look at the total point score, you will have more points from that, right? You still want the 15 pointer, even though the effective ownership levels are different. You'll still be captaining him in that week potentially. Oh, but here's the other thing you have to consider, Obli. Game week 6, you were triple captain, right? Game week 6 against Burnley. There are also people who will be free hitting in game week 6. So you still his ownership, yeah, you might it wouldn't say 0.3. I think 0.5 might be potential. I think 0.5 because there'll be people in game week 6 who will play the free hit chip. So they won't be able to play the triple captaincy chip. It's pretty close. I would still prefer the Burnley one over the Brighton one because Brighton could be a bit of a slightly tricky game as well, potentially. That's the only thing. If I play one transfer, can I do as many transfers? I think you can do many transfers. You can suggest. Now, see, someone has kind of made a transfer here and offered me Joe Pedro for Gyökeres. Now, I can either accept this or reject it. And if I wanted to get rid of, right, if I wanted to get rid of, where is my team? I want to get rid of Fulkrug, right? So I'm gonna go Fulkrug. How do I get rid of Fulkrug? I have to look at it here. If I go forwards and I go, who would I want? The thing is, no one's really going to give me Fulkrug. No one's going to take Fulkrug. So I kind of have to go for Fulkrug. So I kind of have to sell Fulkrug to who? I have no idea. Rip. So I could do something like Fulkrug to, oh no. Like I could do something like Fulkrug to Abayoni, but I don't know if he's going to even start. So I just go, if I go pick Abayoni, and then I basically select the player that I want, right? I would do something like this. And this is like a proposed trade. And this proposed waiver will get confirmed come, I think 24 or 48 hours before the deadline. Something like that. So you have to wait as well closer to the deadline. This is like a proposed waiver as an option. Now I can cancel this because I don't even know who exactly I want. But yeah, that's probably how you do transfers. Or you have to like try and you wanted to get someone else. Like let's say I wanted to get Joe Pedro. No, sorry, Joe Pedro. Let's say I want to get Richarlison. I'll go to Mihir and I'll go, I will offer to you Fulkrug for Richarlison as an option. And then I'll propose a trade and then that'll appear on here like this. I requested Pape Madasa. Who has Pape Madasa? So whoever has Pape Madasa has to kind of decide whether they want to do the trade or not do the trade. So it all depends on whether people are willing to do the trade or not doing the trade as well. So yeah. Has my draft picks been accepted? Now did I get Jack back? It depends on who did you send who did you make the draft with? I mean, like, who did you do the offer with? Palmer to Anderson, Reinders, and then Watkins to Haaland, says Luke. Welcome, Luke. I'll go check. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Bro, what happened yesterday? I don't know. I requested Palmer. Not yet. I want Jack back. You want Jack back? I think you can cancel your trade, Andy. Any advice for transfers 201 in the league? I'll have to, before I load your team up, I need to load Becky's as well. I have to finish with, we'll finish soon, but I'll finish with, so we have Tigers, this is a team, Becky's team, and we'll end it off with Bilal's team because I need to head off again. So I don't want to take too long. So Becky and Bilal. And have I read everyone's chat? Yes, I have. All right, Tigers misses team. So once I've done that, I do just hope someone is letting me transfer. Yeah, if someone else owns the player, you kind of have to make a trade with them, and you kind of have to hope that they will be willing to accept it or not. If they don't accept it, then you have to look for someone else to do a trade with. But if there are players that are available in the free market, then you can propose it, and then that will get confirmed like 24 or 48 hours before. Was in the free market? Oh, okay. So you should be able to cancel it before it gets done, like before that move goes to Andy. So Luke says Palmer to Anderson, Reinders, and Palmer to Anderson or Reinders, and then Watkins to Haaland. Are the moves worth it? I still think Watkins will come good, Luke. I still think Watkins, give him a bit of time. But if you really want Haaland, then I would do it. But I think Watkins, the fixtures are still very good. He continues to disappoint this week and next week. 10 years, but I think the fixtures are still good for Watkins. How do we lose against a D4 team? I don't know. I thought this was the season, things will change. I thought as well. At this moment, I'm thinking we'll have a new manager in game week 4. If you don't win against Burnley, I think we'll have a new manager. It's probably what it's looking like. Alright, Tigers misses team. Dubravka, Vandeven, Ains Nuri, Murillo, Wambisaka, Rogers, Eze captain. Ooh, I wouldn't captain Eze. Kudus, Joe Pedro, Chris Wood, Bowen, Palmer, Saka, Frimpong, and Verbruggen. Ooh, okay. So, Tiger. Your missus, she can probably sell Saka for. She can go for a Man United player if she wants to. She doesn't have to. Can go for Ismail Sarr from. Um, can go for Ismail Sarr from Crystal Palace. Can go for Semenyo from Bournemouth. Can go for Gakpo from Liverpool. Those are a few options that you can do. Bowen can be sold and you can get Ekitike. You can even sell Bowen and get Haaland in and downgrade both Palmer and Saka. or a -4 if she hasn't done any transfers. And then you bench Aunt Nuri. Oh, she has Frimpong as well. Ooh. Actually, you can sell Frimpong and Saka for the moment. Probably sell Bowen as well. You can try and find a way to get Haaland in if you wanted to for this team. Could sell Saka to like Reinders, Saka to Reinders, Bowen to Haaland, and then see how much budget is needed. And then you can either downgrade Frimpong or Palmer based on that. I think Amarim will get sacked. He's talking like a man who kind of wants to resign. Have you seen his press conference, Bilal? You should have a look. Go and check his press conference with ITV. He's talking like a man who wants to get sacked. He hasn't done any transfers. Yeah, so she can have a look. Like she wants to. She can sell Saka, Frimpong, and Bowen. Could get like Reinders or Gakpo. Can get Haaland if she wants to get Haaland. Could get Semenyo or even Ismail Sarr. Depends on what she kind of wants to do. Vice captain and captain. Could vice captain and captain could be Chris Wood and Joe Pedro. One of those two. Could also be Haaland if she buys Haaland. Can captain Haaland. And then vice captain either Joe Pedro or Chris Wood. Something like that as well. If she wants to buy a United player, still not fully against it. And then captain one of them. But that's a bit more not looking as great right now. You need to give them something they want to trade, balance it. Some people need forward, some people need mid, some need keepers, some defenders. You can trade as many players for. Yep. All right. Now next one, Becky. All right, Becky's team. 37. Becky had Dubravka, Munoz, Williams, Steve, Wirtz, Tuchel, Reinders, Salah, Watkins, Haaland, and Solanke. So Becky, you were talking about Solanke and Wirtz. What were you going to do, Becky? Semenyo, Gakpo, Ekitike, and Joe Pedro. I think Joe Pedro for this week, potentially. I think Ekitike could be a move for next week if Watkins doesn't do anything. What I'm thinking. You could also do Gakpo next week, or even Gakpo this week. Like you can go Ekitike and Gakpo. I don't know if if the budget is there for that. Maybe you might have to go Joe Pedro and Gakpo. Emino is also not too bad. Ismail Sarr also is potentially not too bad. What about Fernandez from Man United? I don't mind Fernandez as well if you guys want to. I know United have been pretty bad, but the fixture is there, and I don't mind the punt. I am not as strongly for it as I was maybe a week ago, but I don't mind the punt if he wants to punt on it. But after that, the fixtures are bad, and then you might want to sell him again. So I don't know. It's like a 50-50. He has to kind of want it to do. Otherwise, yeah. I wouldn't force anyone, like, I wouldn't tell anyone that the must buy at the moment, the way United are playing. Alright, having said that, after Becky as well, we've got Bilal. So I want to finish with Bilal, 67 points. Wow. Sanchez, Ballard, Dogu, Steve, Wirtz, and Buemo Saka, Reinders, Joe Pedro, and Jokeris carrying this team. Oh my days. Bilal, like Abich, Captain Palmer, Vice Captain Joe Pedro. What a masterclass. Jokeris and Cisco. So Bilal, what moves are you thinking of doing? I'm assuming you start Van de Ven over Ballard. Saka probably has to be sold. Question is, who are you going for? Palmer, wait on the press conference news and see whether he's out or not. If he's definitely out, then you can probably look to sell Palmer as well. You can actually go and buy Salah or Haaland. You can like sell Sesko as well, maybe next week, not this week. Becky says was contemplating Tavernier also for a differential punt. Ooh, be careful with Tavernier because if Clivert is back, that could slightly change things. That's the only thing I might be wondering. If Clivert should be back, right? He's back in training and all. That could slightly change it. That's the only thing. Palmer and Saka are the most transferred out. When are they? Why are they not dropping in prices? I think Saka is protected by the flag in terms of price fall because the flag he's been protected. Palmer should fall tomorrow. Predictions. Samina. Also, Samina, welcome, welcome. Palmer, I think, is predicted to fall tomorrow. So Saka it says 2 days, so I think the flag is slightly protecting him. Palmer looks like he's gonna. Oh, Palmer says 2 days. I think this might change. I think tomorrow or day after Palmer will definitely fall. Palmer looks like he might fall before the deadline. Personally, Tavernier, if you can wait one more week, potentially Becky, I think Tavernier could become an option. It's just that we need to know how whether Clivert also plays and how that affects Tavernier. But it's not too bad of a differential. And then for Bilal, what are you planning on doing with Saka and Sesko and Palmer? No budget for Gakpo and Ekitike for this week. Yeah, fair enough. I think then in that case, I think Solanke has kind of got to go, right? Maybe Joe Pedro. You were to do Solanke, you can do Solanke to Joe Pedro, right? Can you? Oof, kind of short. Do you have the money to do Solanke to Joe Pedro? Can't even tell anymore because the way that where is your team value? Doesn't even show it anymore. I don't know why these guys. I can't tell whether you have. I don't know if you have the budget for Joe Pedro. You probably have to downgrade words, right? You'll have to downgrade words to get Joe Pedro even, or even Ekitike. Okay, fair enough. Hmm. Guess it depends on how you want to go. After transfer to Shots, game will be much easier. Yeah, there's so many like dominoes. There's so many deals that haven't happened. It's insane. There are so many deals that haven't happened that could happen and could change the landscape. That's the annoying part. Like even Isak hasn't happened. We don't even know if Isak is going to stay at Newcastle or go to Liverpool. Is that website accurate that shows Wan-Bissaka falling tomorrow? Um, these are pretty. I wouldn't say 100% accurate, but they're pretty good. This is live FPL. A lot of actually a lot of people in the community use live FPL. You can have a look and see. I'll put the link in the chat. Who's real left back? Who starts when all is fit? Who's Spurs real left back? Spurs their real left back wasn't it? What's his name? Where's Spurs? Wasn't it supposed to be Udogi? I think it was supposed to be Udogi, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I might be confused. I might be missing something. I missed your answer, bro. What did you say? I think you said you think Cameron will get sacked after Burnley. I think if we don't win against Burnley, he might even resign. Well, that's one thing. Apart from that, what I wanted to ask you was, what were you doing in terms of moves? Because got your team up here, and you have Saka, you have Sesko, and Palmer. I think Sesko you probably keep for this week and play him. But Saka and Palmer, what are you doing? I think Van de Ven you start over Ballard. Van de Ven you start over Ballard. But Saka and Palmer, what's the plan? I'm cooked. I'll take out Saka. Yeah, probably. I probably agree with that. I can save Palmer. I don't know. Maybe I take a -4-4. Wait on Palmer. Oh, you don't need to take a -4, right? If you're playing Sesko this week, you're probably playing a midfield 4, right? Wait on press conference news before you do the Palmer move. Wait on press conference news before you do the Palmer move. Potentially. You might get press conference news tomorrow. So we'll see tomorrow. I can say the one free transfer to go Sri Lanka to Richarlison. That is not too bad as well. I don't mind that if you wanted to do that. That's also not a bad move. I want a cheap option for one of them so I can bring in Haaland soon. Kudus from Spurs potentially. That's one cheap option. Who else? There is Ismail Sarr. But Kudus is probably the cheap option at the moment. Should I sell Saka? Just answering Seska last week, so keeping. Yeah, should I sell Saka? Yeah, I probably sell Saka at the moment because his injury is a bit more longer. Your thoughts on Elanga? I don't mind Elanga. It was between him and see if Anthony Gordon didn't get sent off, I would have wanted Anthony Gordon, but because he went and got sent off, now I'm kind of like, I don't mind Elanga too much. Okay, he's an okay pick. I don't mind it. And Anthony Gordon's out for 3 weeks, so should be a decent option. They have the fixtures for the next 2 weeks. It's just that Newcastle are a bit. I'm not really sure how to read Newcastle at the moment. Plus, they could get Stan Larsen, and if they get Stan Larsen, that could change a few things as well. Sa or Endai? Ed, hold on. Where is Forest? Forest. Forest. Here is Forest. Where does Endai? What position does Endai play in? This was the last. No, this was the last game. Endai right wing. I don't mind Endai. I think even Gibbs fight, I don't mind. I don't mind punting on Endai if you wanted to. It's just that when European football starts, I'm a bit worried with some of the players with European football. But then I'm also kind of worried about Palace with European football. That's the other thing. Although Ismail Sarr, I think, should play because they don't really have too much competition in his spot. Whilst they've done some transfer business, Palace, on the other hand, haven't done too much transfer business. They slightly lean towards Sarr for minute safety over Endoy. I think it's Emine or like Kudus then, or even Endoy. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Kudus and Endoy. Sorry, Kudus and Sarr for the moment. Is Livramento the best choice for Newcastle defender? It's either him or Dan Burn, Roku. Dan Burn has the defensive contributions. Livramento is the attacking threat. Can I ask a serious question? Depends on the question. Who should the missus swap Frimpong to? Depends on her budget, Tiger. It depends on like who she sells. Like if she wants to get like Haaland and all in, then it would depend on how much budget she has left. If she's looking for a 4.0, you're looking for a 4.0, I would go and get like either Goodmanson or Roden from Leeds, or even Esteve from Burnley. Probably Goodmanson or Roden potentially from Leeds. That's an option. Depends on her budget in terms of like if she was selling Bowen for Haaland, stuff like that. I don't think she needs to get like a very expensive defender. I think a 4.0 defender in that spot, probably fine. 4.4 Palace attacker. They are persisting with him. Denvi. Where's Denvi? Oh, the left finger, right? She doesn't want Haaland. Okay. Then, if she doesn't want Haaland, might want Ekitike. Does she want Ekitike? If she wants Ekitike, that might have to be next week. So, like a Bowen to Ekitike next week would then. She can still go and get a 4.0. I think go and get a 4.0 is probably what I would say. Then someone Devani has completion now. There you go. Who should I bring in then? Do you love me, bro? Depends on what you define as love. They sign someone. Devani has completion. Yeah, okay, then it's a bit of a problem. I would go and get a 4.0. Roden from Leeds, Goodmanson from Leeds. Yeah, that's kind of where I would be. All right, I think I need to end it because I have to jump off. Um, so thank you all for watching. I will see you guys for potentially a deadline stream. I can't tell you exact timing because I'm traveling during that day as well. So deadline stream might be earlier than the usual deadline, and it might be a short stream as well. So be prepared. If you guys have questions, send me messages on them, and I will answer the questions. She's got 8.3. Go and get a 4.0 defender is what I would say, and then she can get AKTK later. I'll message you, Tiger, about it. I'll message you when I have some time. I have to jump off. Thank you all. Shout out to you all. Sorry for having to jump off, but got to go. I will see you all maybe on the deadline stream on the Saturday. This timing might be kind of here and there. That's the only thing. But thank you all for the support. Thank you, Abich, as well, for all the super chats. Thank you very much. And I will see you all potentially Saturday. Time to be confirmed. But yeah, have a good one, everyone, and have a good day. That.